How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with another FPL video. And today we're going to be looking at my lineup and the players that I'm considering transferring in and out for game week 5. If you haven't done so already, make sure to leave a like on the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. It greatly helps out the channel significantly. We already have 1100 plus subscribers, and we hope to continue for my goal of 2000 by the end of the season. We may smash it, and hopefully we definitely do just that. Also, turn those notification bells on so you can get the content as soon as it is readily available, and give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226 on those platforms. Twitter, we post out our weekly bulletins for the content that is coming for the week, and that is usually posted on Sundays. And we'll be doing our deadline stream tomorrow as per usual, 5 a.m. EDT for game week 5. So make sure to give us a follow over on Twitch for that. We're also going to be adding an emote over there, as well as we are now an affiliate thanks to you guys as well. So make sure to look out for that, and you can subscribe to the channel if you want over on Twitch. It is not required, but it is definitely appreciated. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is how we shaped up for game week 4. We got 71 points overall. We took a -4, making 2 transfers in this game week, and our overall rank is just inside 1.4 million. So the 2 players that we brought in this week was Castagna and Ings. We did that, like I said, for a -4. We took out Doherty, who didn't play and got a big donut, and Timo Werner, who ended up getting 2 points as well. So overall, it was 3 points down for the game week for that if I had just left them as is. But it's not the end of the world. If Doherty didn't play, actually, it would have been 4 points down, because actually no, Burke wouldn't have come on because he's a midfielder. Just looking down at the bench here, I would have still got the same -3 out of it all. But starting from the back here, so we have McCarthy getting us a clean sheet. It's the second one in consecutive game weeks, getting us 9 points. A fantastic output from him. But that's kind of where the good luck stopped for defense, that is. TAA and Robertson getting -1 each. If you had Van Dijk as well, it was even worse as he got -2. But again, not great there. Who would have expected Aston Villa to score 7 goals? You know, and Liverpool scored 2 even. Both were from Mohamed Salah, but Trent and Robertson weren't involved. There was actually a pass that Salah played into Robertson, which if he would have scored, that would have been the dream, because we have Salah captain. That would have been another assist on his total. And it would have at least brought Robertson to a respectable 2 points and not -1. Castagna getting beaten 3-0 by West Ham. He was lucky enough to come out with just 1 point. I still like the looks of him, and I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Into the midfield, this is where we got the bulk of our points. James Rodriguez. People said, oh, he's just going to be the assist of the assister. He's not going to get forward that much. He's going to be more of a workman midfielder. He's going to help out Decore and Gomez and, you know, Alan and these sorts of players. And it's going to be all Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Well, he got 2 goals and an assist, and that was mainly probably due to the fact that Richarlison came off injured, so Rodriguez had to be the extra body getting in the box, coming in at the back post. But I think he's very good at doing that. His set-piece delivery, which he's taken a lot off Digne from, has been quite good himself. And I think that he's always a threat as a shot from outside the box. And getting 2 goals and assists was happy days for me. And I thought that since I brought him in game week 2, which if we rewind back, basically I did a -8 for Rodriguez, DCL, and one other player. I can't remember who it was. Basically, I brought those 2 in almost immediately. I think it was to get rid of Che Adams and somebody else, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin and James Rodriguez have done nothing but good things in my team. Also, Bruno Fernandes, we kept him in after he got a goal and assist versus Brighton. He did get a goal before getting subbed off at halftime after Spurs started running away with the game after the red card. And I think that he's done, you know, well enough for me to keep him going into the Newcastle fixture. I'm still slightly tempted to potentially, you know, take him out for the likes of Son or Kane or somebody like that, you know, or use his money to basically fund a Kane move or some type of Spurs asset. We'll have to wait and see, but I think that overall Newcastle away, an away fixture for Bruno is quite good, and I'm happy that he got 6 points, especially since if you would have told me Bruno Fernandes is going to get 6 points, but they're only going to get 1 goal and they're going to get beat 6-1 versus Spurs, I'm like, how is that going to unfold? And if you saw the game at all, in the first minute I was thinking, oh, happy days, we're going to get a mega hole from Bruno, and then just United forgot how to defend, really. And it was a calamity of mistakes, and basically the game went downhill from there. Mohamed Salah, that's 4 captaincies in 4 that we've hit. We hit Aubameyang's goal in game week 1, his assist in game week 2. We hit Salah last week with his assist, and now we've hit a nice hole with him in game week 4 here with the brace and the bonus point to his name. He's just King Mohamed Salah. He's just the FPL king. I'm looking at captaining potentially going into the Everton fixture in game week 5 as well. My ideal actually would be to have, Trent and Robertson keep clean sheets, like a brace or a hat trick from Salah, and the 2 defenders get involved, and then James and DCL just end up with 2 points, which I'd rather sack those 2 off than my 2 defenders. Or at least if they do concede, it's a James to DCL goal, and at least Trent and Robertson get some type of attacking returns. That would be the ideal hope, as it were. And it is the big the early fixture, which is not something that I'm looking forward to. Unfortunately, I'd rather enjoy the game than have to rely on my captain in the early fixture. Podence only getting 3 points there. He did keep his clean sheet point, which wasn't too bad. He came off at a time when they still had the clean sheet, and they ended up keeping it throughout the game. But again, 3 points, been a bit underwhelming. He could potentially be on the chopping block in the next few weeks. Dominic Calvert-Lewin doing what he does best. Ings, we brought him in. And Mitrovic, since his brace, hasn't done anything spectacular. He has had some half chances, but nothing too crazy. Ings, just coming back to him, getting 2 points. We brought him in. He's much for the longer term. Mitrovic is going to be more of the one that we're looking to potentially replace in that front line. So now let's take a look at how my team is potentially shaping up and what major things are on my mind going into game week 5's fixtures. So this is how we line up for game week 5. The squad value is currently 99.5 million total, and we have 1.7 million in the bank. We have McCarthy away to Chelsea. We have the 2 Liverpool defenders away to Everton, as well as Mohamed Salah, captain, away to Everton as well. Castagne has a nicer fixture, or at least it was a nicer fixture before Aston Villa put 7 past Liverpool, at home to Aston Villa. We have the 2 Everton boys also versus Liverpool. They are at home. We have Bruno Fernandes away to Newcastle, Podence away to Leeds, Mitrovic away to Sheffield United, and Ings away to Chelsea. And on the bench, we just have our non-playing goalkeeper in Steer, and then we have Burke at home to Fulham, and we have the 2 potentially not going to be playing anymore Crystal Palace defenders in Mitchell and Ferguson against Brighton at home. Now, in terms of decision making here, based on my current team, it's pretty straightforward. I think that Mitrovic is probably a better pick than Burke, who has been flagged, and I think that Mitchell is probably on borrowed time and potentially could be rotated out for PVA, who admitted on Twitter to FPL Traore that he was back. So I don't expect Mitchell to potentially play this week, and if he does, it's probably going to be his last game. Ferguson, we still don't know when he's coming back, so my bench is looking very thin. So I hope there's no injuries or last-minute things that I have to change up, because I want to potentially save a transfer this game week. And in terms of what we can do with the money in the bank, we can potentially downgrade the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold all the way down to the likes of Lamptey, and then we would have enough money to go from Mitrovic straight up to the likes of Aguero or a very premium forward. I'm not sure exactly if I'll have enough for Kane, but I can basically guarantee that if I were to take out Bruno and put in Son or Bale, I would guarantee that extra bit of money. So if I wanted to go, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bruno Fernandes, and Mitrovic out for Kane, Bale, or Son, and then Lamptey, I could definitely do that. That would be for -8. Not really looking to do that, but in terms of the players that I'm thinking about potentially moving on in the near future, especially the next game week, it could be one of the Liverpool defenders is potentially on the chopping block if they continue to get, absolutely decimated at the back. I think that Bruno is potentially on borrowed time as well. His good fixtures have run out. And United, if they keep playing the way they do, yes, they might get a penalty every game, but Bruno's bound to miss one at some point. And I would just rather, United be overall playing well, and then I can start considering their assets a little bit more. And especially with Cavani coming back, he could be, he's out at the moment. and being new to the team, he could provide an interesting dynamic because Martial is out, so it could be interesting at 8 million there. Could be an interesting forward player for United. If United starts playing up front too, where does that change Bruno's position? So there's a lot of uncertainties with United, so he's potentially making way next week, almost certainly. Maybe the likes of Podence and Burke could make way for Souček, who will have good fixtures in game week 8. And then some forwards I have on my radar. So we're looking at Sergio Aguero. Whenever he's back at 10.4 million, he's looking extremely cheap. We are also looking at the likes of Antonio, even Callum Wilson. Mopé is good for the next couple of fixtures, but mainly Antonio is the one I'm kind of eyeing up as well. And that all depends on whether I want Aguero or not. If I do get Aguero in instead of Antonio, because I want to keep Ings and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I can't have 4 of them. I can't have Antonio, DCL, Ings, and Aguero. So I'd have to make a decision there. I can still, if I wanted to, get Antonio up front and get a City mid. So whether that's Sterling, and then downgrade one of my defenders to make extra room for them, the money available. Even if I, didn't want to do that, I could still take Bruno out, spend one of the 1 million in the bank. And then I would still have 0.7 to upgrade Mitrovic to any forward that I pretty much want. He's at 5.9 at the moment, so I would need at least 0.6 million. So that's only 0.1 off of my, total money in the bank that I would have if I wanted a 6.5 million forward, which, to be fair, Antonio could be that, by the time game week 8 rolls around. We'll have to see on that front and how West Ham, if they continue to play well. And then some budget players that we're kind of potentially looking at as well. Like we mentioned, Souček was another one. And then the West Ham defense, a very interesting prospect. Brighton with Lamptey. Kyle Walker-Peters has been doing quite well for himself as well. And Semedo is another option in the mid-priced range for Wolves that looks very attacking and looks to be cementing his place in the first team. So a lot of different uncertainties. On paper, it's not the greatest set of fixtures with 5 of my players playing in the same game, 2 of which are premium defenders. It's not ideal. I think both teams will definitely concede, so I just have to hope that Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold are involved in attacking returns and they funnel it all to Salah. And then lastly, touching on the captaincy here, it's between Salah and Bruno. If I get any inclination that Bruno is maybe being dropped for the game for potential, the rumors that he was, scuffling in the dressing room and, getting upset at the manager, even though he's come out and said, no, that's not the case. But even if he does get rested for whatever reason, or there's any inclination of it, or I think that we're going to be playing a system that doesn't necessarily suit him, I'm definitely going to be siding with Salah. I think I'm already 90% sure on that. But if I feel that Solskjaer is going to really go for it and he's going to play a diamond midfield with Bruno at the head of it, basically putting him in a false 9, I'll be looking to potentially captain Bruno there, as I don't typically like playing, putting the armband on a player that is in the first game of the week. But I think overall, I think the team's perfectly fine. Ings, especially now that Kepa's in goal as well. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Kepa's going to be in goal for Chelsea this week, as Mendy has been struggling with a bit of a thigh problem, but should be back midweek for the Champions League. So we'll have to see kind of how that unfolds, if that is the case in Lampard's press conference, which should be tomorrow. But that's kind of the importance here. I'm waiting for the press conferences. I haven't made any transfers or any moves over the 2 weeks, which has been a very long 2 weeks. So hopefully we get some good confirming news about the players in the lineup going into game week 5. And that's going to do it for this week's lineup announcement for my team going into Game Week 5. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, leave a comment down below as to which player I should potentially bring in for any weaknesses that you may see in my lineup that potentially could be, kind of put into play for Game Week 5. Also, give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch, PilotPlayhim226. On those platforms, we post a bulletin weekly on Sundays over on Twitter so that you can see what content is coming out throughout the week, whether it be YouTube videos or Twitch streams. And speaking of Twitch streams, we will be doing a deadline stream tomorrow at 5 a.m. EDT, 1 hour before the game week deadline. And the deadline streams will be the night before on game week 6 and 7 because there are games on Friday. So I'll have to do it the night before because the games start in the afternoon my time, and I won't be home in time to do the streams for those. So make sure to check the pinned comment for the exact time for those. It should be 7 p.m. EDT in most cases, but if there's any changes, that's why it's important to follow us over on Twitter and check out the comments. Also, I'm going to be having an emote soon done up for the channel as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, but we are an affiliate now on Twitch, so if you want to support the channel, you can definitely do so. It is not required, but it's definitely greatly appreciated. So make sure to look out for that in the next coming week or so. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.